So it is safe to say retinol wrecked my skin. If you have not seen my previous skin updates about using Drunk Elephant A-Passioni retinol, definitely check those out. You will see exactly what I'm talking about, specifically in my latest skin update, which was the 5-month skin update. So basically, throughout the course of this video, and the next few weeks, maybe month, I don't know how long this is going to take, but basically I'm going to try to repair my skin back to a healthy, balanced state, the way that it was before I started using retinol. So last year around this time is actually when I first used Drunk Elephant for the first time ever, and I used the Littles kit. That literally transformed my skin, changed my entire life, gave me so much confidence, and now I feel like I'm back at that place where I was before I ever started using Drunk Elephant. So what I'm going to do is go completely back to basics, really super simplify my routine, and basically do the same thing that I did in the Littles video when I was trying it out for a week. So I'm going to be doing basically the same routine, same products, and hoping and praying that my skin calms down and goes back to normal. Now, for the most part, my dryness has subsided and my skin is back to its more normal to oily state. More on the normal to dry side actually than the oily, but I guess somewhere in the middle. It's not as dry as it was when I was using retinol. On my chin, I have a lot of scarring and active breakouts, and this trickles up towards the rest of my face as well, as I just mentioned. Hopefully, with the use of C-Firma and TLC Frame Boost, I really hope to tackle these and make them lightened, and the active breakouts to just disappear. Okay, so remember how I said I was gonna use only Drunk Elephant to get my skin back to a good place? Well, that quickly became short-lived. So C-Firma, I don't know why it's doing this because it's practically brand new. It's staining my skin orange when I use it. So I'm like, okay, well, let's try something else. So I've had this one laying around for a while. This is the Derma E Vitamin C Concentrated Serum with Hyaluronic Acid. I haven't been using this one because I was using C-Firma. So I tried it out this morning. So far, so good. I mean, first impressions, it smells citrusy. So it definitely smells different than C-Firma. C-Firma smells like hot dog water. This one is more pleasant. I mean, I like both, honestly. They both smell fine to me. But this one reminds me a lot of the Origins... Ooh, what is it called? The Origins moisturizer that comes in that orange tub. Ginseng moisturizer, that one. They smell very similar. Consistency-wise, this one is easier to spread. Or it's not as runny as C-Firma. So I like that. And then after you apply it to your skin, or at least for me, it left it feeling a bit tight. So you definitely want to go in with a moisturizer, sunscreen. I mean, you should be doing that anyways, but just FYI. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So far, I'm really liking it. So I replaced C-Firma with that, and then this is what else I use with it in the morning. So I just went in with this, and then afterwards, I mixed Umbra and Behydra together, and then just applied that all over my face. So that is now my morning routine. So for under eyes, I switch back and forth between this Derma E Hydrating Eye Cream and then C-Tango. I love both. They're both great. This one reminds me a lot of the scent of teas from Teavana. It just smells so good. If you tried Derma E's hydrating line, you know what I'm talking about. It just smells so good. So yeah, that is my morning routine. Now on to nighttime, because I did switch around a few things for nighttime as well. So depending on my mood and how my skin is doing, I will use TLC Frame Boost on the nights that I'm experiencing breakouts, which these days is every new day I get a new breakout. It seriously sucks. But I've been using this, and then I'll either layer it with Marula if my skin isn't feeling as dry, and then if it is feeling extra dry, I'll go in with Lala Retro, which is thicker. And then on nights that I just want to give my skin a break from TLC Frame Boost, I'll just go in with a layer of the Dr. Jart Ceramidin. So that is my routine as of right now. Will that change in a week? Maybe. Probably. At this rate, anything can happen. So as far as my skin goes, y'all, these breakouts are driving me insane. I'm still getting chin breakouts. I know that like every time I come in for an update, if you've seen my retinol updates, it's like every other week it's like, oh, my chin's doing great. The next week, my chin's breaking out. Like, it's a freaking roller coaster. And emotionally, physically, like, it's just driving me insane. So the chin breakouts I'm noticing are not like the breakouts that I would normally get, and neither are the rest of the breakouts on my face. So they are a lot more deep, congested. It's like multiple whiteheads that form into one massive clunky whitehead, and they're just so pesky. I can't, I'm losing my mind. So I'm still dealing with that. I have 2 or 3 current ones. There's one forming under the surface right now. I know in a few days it's going to be a whitehead. The cycle just keeps continuing, and like, this isn't hormonal anymore. Like, my period's over, you know? Like, normally my skin would be really clear by now. So I'm like, my skin is clearly still out of whack. It just has not been the same since I started using retinol. And like, since I stopped, it has still not been the same. So the other types of acne that I'm experiencing are just more like cystic. And like, I really did not have cystic acne before. So I'm getting it like right along here, kind of like above my smile line a little bit to the side of my nose. I would not break out there before. And then also like on my temples. I don't know what's going on. So here is a closer up look at my skin. As you can tell, this part of my chin is literally just erupting in breakouts. And the craziest part to me is that it's only on this side of my face. I'm just like, why? Like, I mean, thank God it's not everywhere, but like, why is it only on this side? Weird. And then this is brand new, like brand new whiteheads. They're layered on top of each other. These are just scars. That's a breakout. It keeps coming and going. And then this one is also a breakout. It's not as visible, but a few days ago, ooh, it was. But yeah, skin is not 100 right now. This part honestly drives me nuts. I've been so self-conscious about it. Like, literally, my self-esteem has plummeted this last week. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like doing anything. Like, I just wish it would go away. This is the best my skin has been in weeks. It feels so nice to finally have it going back to like a healthy place. It's mainly just scarring now. Don't mind Romeo. It's mainly just scarring. There are a few under the surface breakouts still like on my chin, but they're way smaller, and for the most part things are clearing up. Thank God. So my routine has more or less stayed the same, but I have included a few new products into my routine. First and foremost, Stridex. This was a few bucks at Walmart. I was just so desperate for literally anything that would help to clear up my acne. I was basically looking for salicylic acid. So I used to use this spot treatment from Origins, but I was like, you know, I really don't feel like spending that much money right now. I just want something that's like cheap and effective. So I stumbled upon this at Walmart. This is the sensitive with aloe version. It's alcohol free. There is a stronger one, but I was like, you know what, knowing how sensitive my skin is, I'm just not gonna risk going with the stronger one. Let me use the sensitive one and just see how it goes. Game changer. It's so effective. I've only been using it for a couple weeks now, but it's been so great at clearing up my skin. So how I'll use it is I'll either, well, it kind of like depends on how bad my breakouts are. If I have a lot of active breakouts, which I have been having for a while on my chin, I'll just leave like 2 pads. They're kind of like the size of my palm. I'll leave them on my chin for like 20 minutes. And then go ahead and like apply moisturizer on top of it after I give it an additional 20 minutes to just soak up after I remove it off of my face. So overall, it has increased the length of my nighttime skincare routine, but I find it's really worth it. I'll end up sleeping at like midnight, no joke, because it takes me that long, but worth it, so worth it. So yeah, I've been loving that. Another way that I use it is basically I'll wipe it all over my face, and I also use this on my back too. And I'll just leave it on whatever areas I have like whiteheads or like active breakouts. and like let it soak for a little bit, and like same thing. So it's really up to you. Like you could either use this as like an all over your face sort of thing, or as a spot treatment, whatever you want. I highly recommend it though, it is so good. Literally last night I had this massive whitehead right, where was it? Right here, so big. And I applied the salicylic acid Stridex pad to it, I let it soak for like 3 minutes, not even my usual 20 minutes. And then I let it just kind of like air dry for about like 10 minutes and then applied the Dr. Jart Ceramide over top. I woke up this morning, it is gone. I went to bed with that whitehead still there, and I woke up with it gone. If that doesn't tell you how amazing and effective this is, I don't know what will. It's a miracle. The next thing I've been using as a spot treatment is this right here. These are the Dr. Jart blemish microtip patches. These are also super effective. I love them because they have these like microtips on them, so you can apply them onto your active breakouts, and literally like within the same day it will shrink that breakout and basically remove it, and the redness that subsides afterwards is so much more calm than it usually is like if I wasn't to use this. Romeo really wants to come out. Romeo, would you like to drop your skincare routine? The people of YouTube would love to know. Oh, now you're quiet? You don't want to spill your secret? To smooth, feathery skin? Okay, I see you. I see you. The only thing I don't like about these is that they only come with 6, so I've been using them sparingly on the breakouts that are like super deep and painful, and that I know that like I just want to get rid of because it'll just take so long on its own. Now for the breakouts that are more like on the surface, easier to come to a head, things like that, I've been using a combination of these right here from Patchology. So this is their salicylic acid dots, and then these are the hydrocolloid dots. So the hydrocolloid ones I'll put on breakouts that are like whiteheads, and typically ones that are like already at a head, kind of popped. I mean, you don't want to pop them, but just make sure that they're lanced because that makes it just more effective. It'll draw out all of the water, and it's just so great at shrinking breakouts. Now, for the ones that are more like under the surface and a little bit more painful, I'll apply the salicylic acid dots to help bring them to a head, and then I'll go in with the hydrocolloid dots afterwards. So these two I've been really loving as well. Honestly, like all of these, so great. Highly recommend them. My skin has totally changed and improved because of them. Like, it's so weird. My normal Drunk Elephant routine was not working as well anymore, and I'm like, that's so odd. I still use TLC frame boosts at night, like here and there, on like nights that I'm not using this guy, but yeah, I just thought that was super strange. I'm just so thankful my skin is actually like clearing up again though. Thank God. I am still using Drunk Elephant in the mornings though, so like Umbra and Behydra, and I'll also use Marula like day and night, just kind of depending on what my routine is that day. As far as that I want to call it C-Firma, I was this close to calling it C-Firma. Not C-Firma. The Derma E vitamin C serum goes, I have been loving that. It's so nice, and I really love how like smooth it is, how thin it is, how like watery it is, easy to apply, easy to absorb, smells great. I love it. What can I say? It's great. Hi, hello. I just finished my workout. I did yoga and I did leg day, abs, cardio. I'm wiped out, but I wanted to just come on here and share that I've been trying to, well, obviously I've been working out more, but I've been trying to also incorporate ways to de-stress. So I've noticed yoga is a huge help for me. Like, it really just calms me, centers me, grounds me. I love it. And then also I've been incorporating some like anxiety / meditation apps into my routine. So like sometimes at night when I can't fall asleep, I'll turn on the app called Take a Break. So basically it has an option in there where you can choose an ocean wave sound and then how many minutes you want it to play for. So usually I'll do like 10 to 15 minutes and kind of like fall asleep to it. And I find that whenever I do that, I just sleep so much better and wake up more refreshed. So the reason why I'm focusing more on like well-being and like health in general is because I strongly believe that that reflects and correlates with breakouts and just overall health. So I feel like it's to my benefit to be actively working on that and just trying to be a more calm, I mean, I'm always calm, but I guess more relaxed person. That's the word. More relaxed. And it has been showing on my skin as well. My skin is definitely doing better. So I highly recommend looking into yoga, working out, meditation apps, if you're open to that. I really think like it's just a whole holistic thing. Good morning. Romeo was being really loud inside, so I figured let me just come outside and film, but now we got birds outside too, so it is what it is. Just bear with me. So I just wanted to give you guys a final skin update. I did add one more new product into my skincare routine. It's the Bold and Bare Elixir. So it's basically like a hyaluronic acid slash oil slash peptides blend sort of situation. It's basically like a serum. You just apply it to your face. It's an all-in-one sort of product that gives you a beautiful glow. I mean, I only used it once last night and my skin is already glowing. I'm obsessed. Obviously, I can't give you guys a recommendation after just one use, so I'm gonna keep using that and like make a whole separate video about it. I just wanted to hop in here and say that yes, I did include one more new product into my skincare routine, as I have been doing pretty much every week, huh? Usually, I would not recommend doing that because you really want to give skincare enough time, like 3 to 4 weeks minimum, to see an effect, so don't do as I do. Oh, one more thing I wanted to touch on. You know how I mentioned in my previous retinol updates that I noticed that my hair was starting to thin around this area? Well, not to say that I've noticed it coming back, but I also haven't noticed it continuing to get worse, so that's a good thing. Hopefully it does grow back. That would be nice. Oh, and as far as those forehead wrinkles go, can you see them? I'm sure I'm making the weirdest faces right now, but my skin has just not gained its elasticity back in this area. It wrinkles so easily, and like it literally was not like this pre-retinol. Hopefully, like with continued use of these products I've been using, that'll get better. Pray for me, I don't know, we'll see. But I mean, other than that, it's all good. Here's another look at the scarring for you. It's still there, it'll take time, I know it'll take time. But I'm very glad there are no more active breakouts. That was driving me nuts. It was like non-stop every day, new breakout. What the heck, man? I did not sign up for this. Anywho, I'm very happy with the place my skin is at. It's finally back to a good place. So relieved. I hope that you guys enjoyed following along my skincare journey. Leave any questions or comments or concerns down below and we'll chat there. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you all next time. Bye!